This past weekend, I went to the first inaugural East Coast Rep Rap Fest. Hi everyone, welcome back to the City Aperture channel. My name is Jose and I go by City Aperture. This week it's not a project, but more I want to tell you about the festival that I went to, or the conference, if you will, that I went to, which is the inaugural East Coast Rep Rap Fest. It was over in Bel Air, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from where I live, and it's basically all 3D printing all the time. And I just wanted to sort of share some of the stuff I saw, some of the people I met, and show you a few pictures and video I took while I was there. So I'm just going to go right to that. And here we go, getting to the APG Federal Credit Union Arena, which is in Bel Air, Maryland. It's near where I lived in DC, so it was an easy get to it. And here's a picture of me in front of the poster. Here you can see the showroom. Basically, we took out the entire floor of the arena from one side to the other there. The first booth we're going to stop at is the 3D Gloop guys. And these guys have an interesting product. They are on Kickstarter. I'll put a link to their Kickstarter on below. But they make a couple of different products to glue prints together and to also finish prints. So I'd recommend checking them out. I'm going to look at them on Kickstarter and potentially back this, this company. The next guy here, I don't remember his name, but he does some amazing work with printing on fabrics. It's just out of this world, the stuff that he's able to do printing on fabrics. Learned a lot from his explaining his method to us. I wish I had more information on him so you guys could check it out, but I'm going to do more 3D printing in fabrics. So next, it was the Enable, and this was fascinating because they brought so many of the 3D printed prosthetics. I mean, just amazing range of flexibility and work. These guys are really doing groundbreaking work. Now here's one of the nicest guys I met. His name is Ali Aslam. He's from Potent Printables, and he makes some amazing prints. They all have a little bit of functionality to him. I've seen his work before on a Thingiverse, and he was so nice. He gave me the tiny little screws to make the ring for the Rebellion on the new Star Wars movie. One of his prints that I've been thinking about making. I'll let Ali's words tell you more about his work, but again, you gotta check it out. I'll have links below.
I have a YouTube channel, videos on all this stuff, so you can check it out. I made this top, articulated arms. Spin it. Spin it, arms flare out. Looks kind of cool. You're welcome to take one. I got a whole bunch of them.
Next is another group that was just amazing. These are Art3, and they're not only preparing a new 3D printer to come out, but to me the most interesting thing that they had was this models, which aren't really models. They're signage for people with sight disability, so that a person can feel their way around the building. And you know, it's like a little booklet that you could hand them. They could feel the building. They know how to get around based on this booklet. They're also working on signage. It's just, I'll let them explain to you, but I mean, just amazing work. I was really taken by this, and great idea. So here, let me let them tell you in their own words.
Yeah. And in the world, so actually we got started by doing a project for the Indianapolis Public Transportation Corporation, and that was where we got our first start. And they are now doing an expansion to their. We're going to have the country's first all-electric bus rapid transit. Do you know about that?
Yeah. There's already a bus rapid transit in Arlington, Virginia. Established already there.
And next, I've seen these guys. This shows up at almost every event I've gone through, but I always love this prints of multiple colors and different people. And of course, the 3D printed derby races were going on. A lot of great designs.
That skinny one did a good job.
This 3D printer's got my wife's eye, the baby 3D miniatures. You can see just how small it is. There's a quarter next to it. She got interested in one of them, so at some point I might try to make one of them. Just amazing 3D printers, great quality too for as small as it was. This is another great one here. So this is a 3D printer that was actually created from a pipette machine. So it's a science lab machine, and this guy converted it to a 3D printer. I'll let him explain a little bit of what he did here, but it was fascinating.
Motors that are being used here, so
I mean, that's not bad. Considering how much it's vibrating, it's not bad at all.
it does vibrate a lot.
Yeah.
But
I was thinking, how rigid would a machine like this have to be for you to be able to do that? Because that's a long reach.
It is really long, and actually the original, I'm fairly certain the original design, these are made to be flexible. Whatever the type of aluminum they use to machine these out of, it deflects a lot because it is.
That looks like type of stainless.
I don't.
The rack and pinion.
I'm not sure what it is, but it is very, very flexible, whatever it is, because it's designed so that if it doesn't line up perfectly when it's working, it'll deflect in, so that you're not jamming something. So if I could actually do it again, I would just remachine this whole X-axis out of aluminum, make it a single piece, because these are two different. I've added this 8mm rod just for rigidity in this case.
The other person I got to meet, which I didn't get any footage of, is John from the You Do It YouTube channel. I'll put a link to his channel as well on a card and also underneath. But again, a great guy. He's doing his own recap of the event. I'll link to that once his video goes live. But again, great, nice guy. He has a 3D printing hangout every Friday. I'm going to start joining, so nicest guy as well. I also signed up for the Maker Box. You guys should check that out. These guys have a great service, and I look forward to getting this boxes once a month. And finally, there were a bunch of different talks and chats and presentations. This one was by Matt Gordon from the Printed Solid company, and it was about material properties and design decisions. It was a great talk. I'll wrap this up by by playing you a little bit of his presentation.
Pick the right material for your project. The right material for your project is available at printedsolid.com. But in all seriousness, we do carry a lot of materials, but
There you guys go. Those are the photos and the video from my trip to the first inaugural East Coast RepRap Fest. There's the logo again. I'll put a link to their website on the description. Check it out. Definitely go next year if they do it again. I don't know if it'll be in Bel Air or not, but I'm planning on going. Maybe even bringing some of my stuff with me next year. A lot of fun. Special thanks to everybody I met and had a great time talking to. And thanks to the people I went with my friend Ray, whose channel you probably know. It's Ray Makes. I'll put a link to him somewhere. And my wife Claudia. So that's it for this week, guys. I'll be back next week with some more projects. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys like this project, then maybe you'll enjoy the podcast that I do with my two colleagues, Claudia and Ray. We discuss purpose-driven design, making, and manufacturing. We talk about architecture. We talk about all sorts of making. We have a project of the week. So please check it out. Again, it's called The Made Podcast. Thanks so much.